Jessica, she's 29, works as a marketing manager in Denver, sent me a text last week that made my stomach drop. I just calculated how much I spent on subscriptions this year, one at $847. I don't even use half of them. Here's the thing. Jessica makes $67,000 a year. She's smart. She reads financial blogs. She knows she should be investing more. And yet, her brain tricked her into bleeding $1,147 without her even noticing. This isn't about discipline. This isn't about willpower. This is about 3 hardwired mental shortcuts that are costing you real money right now. I know because I spent 8 years getting demolished by the exact same psychological traps. Let me be honest with you. In 2019, I earned $74,000. I felt responsible with money. I had a budget spreadsheet that would make accountants weep with joy. And I ended that year with $3,200 in savings. Where did the other $70,800 go? My brain had been playing tricks on me for 12 months straight, and I didn't even know it. The first trick is called mental accounting. Your brain treats money differently depending on where it comes from. Here's how it worked on me. I got a $2,400 tax refund in March of 2019. Instead of investing it, I bought a new laptop, went on a weekend trip to Portland, and upgraded my phone. Why? Because my brain categorized that $2,400 as bonus money instead of my money. But here's the wild part. That same month, I agonized over spending $89 on a book about investing. I literally stood in the bookstore for 15 minutes debating whether it was worth it. Same brain, same month. 2 completely different standards for the exact same dollars. Mental accounting cost me $20,400 in one weekend. But it gets worse. The second trick is called loss aversion. Your brain feels the pain of losing $100 twice as strongly as the pleasure of gaining $100. This sounds harmless until you realize what it does to your investing. In October 2020, I bought shares of a tech stock at $47. By December, it had dropped to $41. I was down $180 on an $800 position. Did I buy more shares at the lower price? Of course not. My brain screamed, "You're losing money, get out now!" So I sold at $41. 3 months later, that same stock hit $73. I avoided a $180 paper loss and missed out on a $760 real gain. Loss aversion cost me $940 in 4 months. Think about that for a second. But the third trick is the most expensive one. It's called the availability heuristic. Your brain judges how likely something is based on how easily you can remember an example. This is why lottery tickets exist. This is why people are terrified of flying but not driving. And this is why most people think the stock market is gambling. When I started investing in 2018, every financial headline was about the next crash. Market volatility reaches 10-year high. Is this 2008 all over again? Experts predict major correction. My brain collected these stories like baseball cards. So when I had a $1,000 to invest, I kept it in savings because a market crash felt inevitable. The S&P 500 returned 28.7% in 2019. My savings account returned 1.8%. The availability heuristic cost me $269 that year, on just $1,000. Now, what most people don't realize is these aren't character flaws. These are features, not bugs. Your brain evolved to keep you alive in a world where resources were scarce and every decision could be your last. Mental accounting helped our ancestors save extra food for emergencies. Loss aversion kept them from taking stupid risks with their shelter. The availability heuristic helped them avoid predators they'd heard stories about. But here's where it gets interesting. The same mental shortcuts that kept your ancestors alive are now keeping you broke. So how do you outsmart 200,000 years of evolution? You don't fight your brain. You automate around it. For mental accounting, I use what I call the one-pot rule. Every dollar that enters my life, salary, tax refunds, birthday money, freelance payments, goes into the same checking account first. Then I have automatic transfers set up. $400 goes to investments before I even see it. My brain can't categorize money it never had control over. For loss aversion, I use dollar cost averaging with a twist. Instead of investing a fixed amount every month, I invest more when the market is down. When my portfolio drops 10% in a month, I double my normal investment. When it drops 20%, I triple it. This sounds terrifying until you realize what it actually does. It forces me to buy more shares when they're cheaper. Loss aversion becomes my competitive advantage. For the availability heuristic, I track what I call my reality scorecard. Every month, I write down 3 things: what scary financial headlines I saw, what actually happened to my investments, and what I would have missed if I'd listened to the fear. In 2022, I saw 47 headlines about an impending recession. My investments grew 8.4%. If I'd moved to cash because of those headlines, I would have missed $3,100 in gains. Your brain will always tell you stories. The question is, which stories are you going to believe? Now, if you're someone who feels like you're making all the right financial decisions but somehow never getting ahead, these 3 psychological traps are probably bleeding you dry. The average person loses $200 per year to behavioral finance mistakes. Not market crashes, not bad stock picks. Simple cognitive biases that cost real money. Tonight, before you go to bed, set up 1 automatic transfer from your checking account to a brokerage account. Start with $50. Your future self will thank you for outsmarting your present brain.